Hey, everybody! Welcome to Jerk's Corner. Just so you know, we're on time, or we're darn close, one of the two. And what do you got there, Brian?
The penny.
What's that for?
I've made a penny already today, so.
Did you find it on the way in?
No, somebody paid this to me, so I'm good. It's legit, dude. So.
Oh, that's a payment, a down payment for one of their pawns?
Yeah, yep. So, anybody thinking about they want to get into this business? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
I'm making it great.
Go ahead, tell the story, because now we got to hear it.
Oh, this penny?
Yeah.
Well, they owed me some money, and it was like a really odd amount. Usually my pawns are like even amounts, like, you know, they owe me $4 or $10 or $60 or $160 or something. And they had been paying down on their pawns, so it was kind of a weird amount. And so it was like, the payment was like $26.01, and by damn, I was getting my penny. Okay?
Yeah.
So
You earned that.
I earned it.
You earned that money.
Yep. There it is.
That's funny stuff.
Make it rain.
Hey, you know, we've got some great people here. And, of course, Kristel, my good friend Kristel is here. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Always my pleasure.
And we're going to go right to Top Jimmy. Top Jimmy's 10 at 10. Top Jimmy, take it away.
How's it going, everybody? I missed the last couple of weeks. I'm sorry about that. We're going to dive right into our meal plan of the day. This, if you're keeping track and following along from show to show, is meal plan number 5. And so you can go back through the shows and you can find all the meal plans, and sooner or later we'll have a bunch of days lined up for you. Get you through a week or two of solid, good, healthy meal plans. The reason we do this, obviously, is we're on a bike show here. That's not part of the meal plan today.
That's pecan pie.
It doesn't include that?
Stop it. Stop it.
Guys, they misled me then, okay? They said bring your pecan pie because it can be part of TJ's meal plan.
If you eat that, then we have to take half the meal plan out so that you can still be under your calories. Maybe 3/4.
All right.
Anyway, so this is a bike show, and part of it we're trying to keep you healthy, so my segment is about giving you some healthy choices for food. This is day 5, breakfast. A slice of whole wheat toast. Remember, when we talk about toast, the first word on your ingredients has to be whole, or it's not really whole wheat, okay? And
that's W-H-O-L-E.
Right.
You don't cut a hole out of your toast. That doesn't work.
Right. Or hoe.
And not crack, like as in minor crack.
Yeah.
And whole doesn't mean like the hole in a donut. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We're avoiding donut holes today.
Oh, no whole wheat donut hole. Whole wheat whole donuts.
And no crack coat toast.
Here we go. We're moving on now, guys. Stay focused with me here. Okay, and we're going to have a teaspoon of peanut butter on it. Your peanut butter has 2 or 3 ingredients max. Peanuts and oil, tiny bit of some sort of oil, maybe salt. No sugars, no hydrogenated oils. 2 or 3 ingredients on your peanut butter. If you look at your peanut butter and it reads like a dictionary of scientific terms, then put that one back, okay? 2 cups of sliced melon of your choice, and 1 cup almond milk, unsweetened. We try to avoid dairy. Dairy is a 1-time per day serving, or none if you're lactose intolerant, right? So most of my meals I try to avoid dairy. Now, if you really like milk, you can put milk in substitute for the almond milk. But once you start drinking almond milk, you're going to love it, I'm telling you. Especially for the ladies, because there's so much calcium in it. Get your calcium. We hear about how osteoporosis sets in. None of us are that old, but it'll happen. Okay, and after breakfast, you got your protein shake. Like always, in between breakfast and lunch is a protein shake. And once again, that has 25 grams of protein, 1 to 2 grams of carb or fat. And there's a variety of them out there. My favorite is Muscle Farm. I've had it on the show before, but I forgot it today to show you. Look at Muscle Farm. Costco sells it. They sell it for the best deal. You get a great big bucket.
I see Kristel's drinking some sort of item there. What are you drinking, Kristel?
That is a Herbalife protein drink.
Hey, there we go.
So not only
Nice.
is it a protein drink, it's a meal replacement. So
What are the stats? Do you know it? What are your carbs and fats in that baby?
I do. So it has 21 vitamins and minerals, 3 sugars, and it depends on how you mix it, but the carbs are, I can tell you exactly. I don't want to mess this one up.
Uh-oh. Well, we have is Kristel an Herbalife rep? Is that what's going on here?
I think she is.
You know what? I am amazing, is what I
Yeah,
am.
maybe. Gotcha.
I don't know the carbs. I know it has 3 grams of sugar, but I don't have to count my carbs, so I'm happy.
Good. And the good thing about an Herbalife product is it's going to be full of antioxidants.
Right. And they're all water soluble, so you actually absorb the nutrients instead of just passing them through.
Yay. Okay, we're on to lunch. We got a turkey sandwich, and once again, we're going to use whole wheat bread. And if you know me, I'm breaking one of my rules today of 1 serving of bread. But now and then, that's okay. And if you stick with your whole wheat, you're usually okay. Thank you. Calling me out. My favorite bread is Jack's, or no. Now I can't even remember it. Killer Jim's. Killer.
That's your favorite bread?
If Cheryl's out there, she'll help me remember it. It's Killer something. The guy served time in prison and then came out and started his bread business. Killer. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember. I was going to bring all these products and show you, but I got in a rush. So anyway, it's got 21 different seeds in it. And if you search Killer Bread, it'll come up. And with that, and we're going to have a turkey sandwich, right? So that's on wheat bread. You want spinach on there. You want tomato on there. And your condiment is mustard, because mustard is 0 calorie. Don't put mayo on it and ruin all your healthy eating in 1 shot of mayo. Right, Ryan? No mayo.
I don't do mayo at all.
Okay.
I'm not a mayo person. Mustard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Afternoon.
don't blow the whole wad with mayo, that's for sure.
I knew that was coming.
Oh boy. I'm sorry. I chose my words bad and we're off track again.
It ain't hard to do with this program, TJ. You know.
Anyway, afternoon snack is going to be crackers, whole wheat, like a Triscuit or a. I prefer Triscuit. Wheat thin is kind of borderline when you look at the ingredients, but there's lots of crackers out there. There's a brand called Food Should Taste Good. That one has a lot of great crackers. So, all right, children, settle down.
Kirk, you held that straight face for about 20 seconds there.
That's right. That's right.
You had that poker face for about 20 seconds, man, and then you're done.
Okay.
Those 20 seconds, I didn't realize what I had said, so that's all. Moving on to dinner. We're going to get past our 10-minute time limit here, and then I'll make Kirk mad. So,
You got 1 more minute.
dinner is pork chops today. 4 ounces of pork chops, a half cup of baked beans, a cup of asparagus, a half a dozen whole walnuts, a cup of non-fat milk. There's our 1 serving of dairy. That's why we try not to have dairy for breakfast as well. And a half cup of unsweetened applesauce or a medium-sized apple. Now, I'll post this in the comment thread so that it's all there. But once again, if you're following along, you know that this meal is 1,500 calories and is a perfect balance of carbs, protein, and fat, which is 50% carbs, 20% protein, and 30% fat. Now, of course, that's a baseline number. That would change individual. If you hire a trainer or a nutritionist, such as myself, we could you know, make a program specifically for you. But 50, 20, 30 is your basic one. And if you work out, then you need to add to that, especially men. And the way you're going to add to that is take another protein shake, okay? So that's our meal of the day. That's my 10 minutes. I'll let you guys have the show. Thanks.
You want to replace those walnuts with pecan.
No. I
And
never
8 pounds of sugar.
There wasn't walnuts in the meal today. It was almonds, people. Get it right.
No, there were walnuts at dinner.
No, those were almonds. Did I say walnuts?
Oh, you said walnuts, and I was thinking I couldn't eat those because I can't eat walnuts.
Well, dang it, I didn't mean to say walnuts.
How come you can't eat walnuts, dude?
I'm allergic to walnuts and pecans.
Does your head go like Pure Luck style, Martin Short, like Pure Luck style?
No, no, but my throat will get swollen, and my tongue kind of hangs out of my face like this. And it's
just walnuts? Is it nuts in general or just walnuts?
Pecans and walnuts specifically.
Yeah. It might be nuts in general.
Yeah, no, it's not all nuts.
Okay, all right.
That's odd. Wow.
No, just those two. Yeah, I don't know why.
Anyway.
And I love those two. I love pecans. I love walnuts, but they do not love me. That's just how it goes. Top Jimmy, thank you so much for putting that all together for us. I appreciate you putting that meal plan together because I know that there are people out there. That's the hardest part for me is what am I going to eat for dinner? Or what am I going to have for breakfast? Or what am I going to have? I think part of the difficulty with us eating is what do we eat? There's so many choices, and we're not very good at planning stuff because we're so busy. And that's the last thing we plan for our day. We plan what we're going to where we're going to take our kids swimming, and we plan what we're going to do after we go to the movies, and we plan what we're going to do. We plan all this stuff, but we forget to plan what we're going to eat.
Yeah, and there's also information overload out there. Don't try to take on every new fad that you read in your magazines or see on the news. You know, it's relatively simple. It really is, and I try to keep it that way with what I'm giving you. And one of my favorite sayings is you can't out-exercise poor nutrition. So keep that in mind.
That's a true statement.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, you can't get it. You can't run far enough. I saw somebody post that big chart, and I reposted it with all the candy bars on it, and then it said how far you had to run or what
Right.
you had to go on to get rid of it. And she put all the candy bars on there, and it was genius because it's true. And I'm like, oh, she's planned out my entire week for me because I ate all those candy bars with my kids going out to Halloween.
It's scary to look at that kind of chart, what those things really mean as far as calorie burn.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to add one thing, Top Jimmy, and you can tell me whether this is good or not. But I read in a magazine a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, about more soup in your diet. Not enough people have soup and sandwiches. Remember old school? I mean, that's what we had, staple. My mom every day for lunch was soup and sandwich. It was almost like guaranteed that's what we were going to have. In fact, we got kind of bored of that.
I think so. Go ahead.
Well, just soup. If you can add some soup into your diet somewhere, a good healthy soup, and I'm not talking all kinds of milk and byproducts in it, but a good healthy soup is something that we miss out in our diet. We should eat more soup.
A soup with single ingredients, right? So once again, when you read the ingredients, you need to be able to recognize them.
Yeah.
They start ending in formaldehyde and stuff. You got to throw that one out.
Yeah, good idea.
Single ingredient soups, and they're out there. There's plenty of them. And that goes back to keeping it simple, guys, right? Soup and sandwich, no problem.
Soup and sandwich. Good choices. Okay, somebody's calling in here. Thanks for calling Jerk's Bike Shop, where Top Jimmy's letting us eat soup.
Cheryl Deuce was just going to let everybody know that's called Dave's Killer Bread.
Oh, there you go.
Dave's
Killer bread.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, if Cheryl's out there, she was going to know it. So
Cheryl knows.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Cheryl knows bread.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Dave's
Okay.
Killer Bread. Hey, real quick, Dave's Killer Bread, the 21 seed version, 6 grams of protein in one slice.
Where do you buy it?
I've seen it at
Winco.
Whole Foods.
Winco has the best deal on it that I've seen.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
Doing a shout out for Winco. Okay, so let's talk to Kristel this morning. Kristel, how are you doing? Now that we know what to eat for the rest of the day, how are you?
Right. I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Right.
Now you've been on the show before.
I have.
So what we wanted to I was going to ask you a few questions. I wanted to talk about your business a little bit today. Is that okay?
Yes. Of course.
I'm just, Kristel, tell us a little bit about, you run a daycare. Tell us a little bit about your business and why you started running the business. Why did you open that business? What was your motivation? Why did you decide to open Operation Happy Kids?
Well, when I opened in 2008, I was doing mortgage loans. So I was a single mom, little child, doing mortgage loans, right? So here I would be like on people's doorstep dropping off my kids sick to my stomach. It was really hard to find somewhere safe, somewhere clean, and somewhere professional. So I did that for a while. I kept going. I was making good money, but I was miserable. I was miserable leaving my child with someone else. So I just got this idea that I would go create something far better than what I could do anywhere else. So, or what, somewhere I could drop them off to. So I did it, and it's been quite the journey.
It's been quite the journey. So, opening your own business, that's a huge undertaking.
Absolutely. You talk about you don't have time to, plan out a meal plan or to eat. That's what businesses do to you. So
how do you, when you're going to give somebody some advice and say, well, I opened my own business, I started, you want to give us a little bit of advice?
One, always take care of yourself first. That would be my biggest piece of advice. Take care of your health. Take care of what happens with you, so that when you walk into your office or you walk into your business, you're able to do your job because you're happy and you're healthy and you have the energy and the motivation to take care of everybody else. That would be my biggest piece of advice and the hardest thing for me to learn.
Okay. I agree with you 100% on that. I know if I don't take care of myself mentally when I come into work, I might just unleash on on a customer or something. I also have to make sure I'm healthy. What's that, Top Jimmy?
Physically too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it's a physical, mental, and spiritual thing. I mean, here we have kids all the time. It's very natural to just take care of the kids, step in and take care of them. But you can't truly take care of someone if you're not taking care of yourself. And so challenge yourself to physically take care of yourself, spiritually take care of yourself. Always focus on your personal development. I read a statement from Jim Rohn in a book, and he said, don't spend more hours on your business, spend more hours on you, and your business will happen. So I love that.
Yeah, that's great stuff. That's when people buy you, everybody knows that. People aren't buying the product that you have because there's products you can buy on the internet. If you have a business, a brick and mortar business where somebody's coming in there, they're buying you. And if you're not you, then they're not buying. And salesmen will go through this. They'll call it a sales slump, or they'll have something going on that's not good in their business. That's because they're not buying you. They're buying a product. And if you're selling a product and you're not you, they're not buying. They'll go somewhere else where they can find somebody that's actually themselves.
I agree.
And you hit the nail on the head. If you're not yourself, if you're not taking care of you, if you're not that person that everybody wants to buy, they're not going to buy. They'll buy somewhere else.
I agree. And I think that goes not just for a client, but for your staff. If your staff aren't buying you and they're not on your team, you're doing it alone, and that's impossible. It's like going to the gym without a trainer. It's like going to a gym on a bad diet. You can't properly run a business if you don't properly fuel.
Yeah, you get half the effect.
Right.
Or less. Half or less.
Try running your car without gas. That's how it is.
Yep, it's true. It's so true. So all of these years, so since 2008, you've been in business for 5 years, is that right? So
Yeah, right.
6 years. Let's see, 6 years. So you've been in business for that long. So now that you've done that and you've been in business for this long, would you go back and do it again?
I would go back and do it again. It would look completely different. I would have read the 4-hour work week at the beginning and not 6 hours later.
Yeah.
I definitely would have done things much different than I have, but I've learned so much, which means that I'll go do the same thing in a different type of business or a different venture. but I wouldn't give up the experiences I've had, even the hard ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about my business. What do you think, Ryan? Would you do it all over again?
Oh yeah, just like Kristel said, you learn so much. Of course, you do things over. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes, man. If you don't make mistakes, then you're not doing it right. I say, because those things are gonna happen. So you just learn by your mistakes, and hopefully you can recover from your mistakes and move on. And next time you won't make them, hopefully. So.
Yeah.
The one thing I would change is the one piece of advice I gave. If I went back, I just think about how amazing things could have been from the get-go if I was taking care of myself. But I thought, right, I had this perceived idea that if I stayed at work really late, worked a lot of hours, that was what would get me reasonable. When in fact, if I would have just taken care of myself, it would have been a lot easier to sell.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to get outside of yourself and realize that it's not about the business so much. It's more about how you run that business, and people just really look to you for that. And especially nowadays, it didn't. I don't think the last 15 years, I would say, businesses have kind of found money laying around on the ground, just picking it up, saying, "Oh, there's so much business out there. I'm just doing my thing." Now it's more competitive. It's a little more difficult. We're back to tough business. I call it tough business. And if you aren't willing to go and dig up those things and get outside of yourself, then you're going to do less. You're going to not do as well, or you're going to go out of business. One of the two. I see we got Rhonda back. Are you there?
Yeah, I keep getting kicked out today.
You're getting kicked out.
I'm here.
Rhonda's getting kicked out because she has pink hair. Google can't recognize her, so they're kicking her out for pink hair. Well, we're just talking about.
Listen, you can blame this on. Yeah.
I can blame it on pink hair. Well,
no, you can blame this pink hair on Chris. It's his fault.
On who?
There we go. Chris.
Chris Davies?
Oh, yeah. His fault. Just saying.
Okay.
I think I need purple hair. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was thinking.
I think you should.
Purple hair.
You think kids would relate to that?
Yes.
Purple hair?
They might think I'm crazy. I don't know. But kids like purple, so...
They do.
Right? Like rainbow bright, maybe?
What's the hardest thing about opening a child care business? What's the most difficult part about that?
Oh my goodness. Imagine doing your taxes with 100 kids in the background. Right?
No thanks.
People are like trying to balance their checkbook while their kids are watching cartoons. You know the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the part of the movie where he's like, the noise, the noise, the noise.
Yeah.
That's how I feel every day of my life. I'm like, excuse me, I'll be having this phone call in my car. In the building.
The noise.
So I would say the noise.
That's the most difficult
It's not
part.
even that it's like crying or screaming or sad noise. A lot of times it's happy noise. It's just noise. I'm like anti-radio now. So I like get in my car, I'm like silent. I get in the house, I turn off the TV. It's like a huge deal at my house to get cable. I am. Because we just like it quiet.
We have I had a shop teacher, and he just passed away this last month. I don't know how old he was, 89 or 90 something. He was old, and God rest his soul, this old man. Mr. Halfley was my shop teacher in high school, and he would come to the high school dances with his ear protectors on, and he would when he would start class, he would have the ear protectors on, and he would talk really loud with these ear protectors on. And then as soon as all the machines started up, like the bandsaw and all those, he would take the headphones off. He preferred to hear the sound of the machines over kids and their terrible music. Funny guy. Funny guy.
That's
But, I can relate. Not so much 100 kids, but sometimes when kids are running around, I know Ryan can relate.
Hey, well, the difference is Kristel, you get paid for doing it. I don't. I have to pay.
Right. It does make a little bit of a difference, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would do. Like when you start tapping into getting up and going to the gym and eating healthy literally is your life, and your life depends on that. Once you can tap into that thought, it's a whole lot easier to go to the gym. So coming to work and listening to the kids, because that's how I pay my bills, definitely makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, you might not know this about Ryan, but Ryan has 2 sets of twins under the age of 6.
Oh, God bless you.
You did bless him with 4 children.
Right. Right. So I'm gonna send you some lift off. Vitamin supplements gives you energy, safe energy, of course. So when your kids come around, just pop one in your mouth.
It's called Lift Off?
Yes.
That's a great name. I need
That's
some.
awesome. I wish I had one sitting here because you would love the packaging.
It almost sounds like something that would be illegal.
It should be illegal. It's that great.
Lift off. I'm ready for lift off.
Right? I'm going to see if I have a picture of one because you're going to like this.
I like that. The lift off. I just love the name of it, Lift Off.
So you can barely see it on this little flyer, but down here in the corner, right? Right here.
Yeah.
The package, right? So I like to hand it to people and tell them to practice safe energy.
Yeah. Because it looks like a little condom package.
Is that Herbalife stuff?
Yeah, of course.
So my one and only experience with Herbalife is I'm doing the Leadville 100 race, but mountain bike race, and I went past. It was like my wife and all my people were set up at this aid station, and I missed them somehow. And I went past them, and so I couldn't grab my own stuff. I had to grab the stuff that was at the aid station, and Herbalife was one of the big sponsors there, and they had, energy stuff. And this is just I just like my own stuff, right? My own food and my own, stuff that I'm used to. And so I
Ryan likes his own stuff.
So I drank some of this Herbalife stuff, and it gave me some mad power, but man, I tell you what, about half an hour after that, oh my gosh, hating it. So,
did you have the?
Now I don't know if that was Herbalife or whatever, but that's the only different thing that I did.
So mad power, and then what was the hate part?
Did it give you the liquid laugh?
I have barring I was at like 13,000 feet. And climbing, steadily climbing on my bike, and but I tell you what, I've never felt I just felt horrible. So, but
did you drive the porcelain bus?
No, you know what? Nothing came out because I don't think I had anything left. But I had used up everything going up this hill, and so I was done. But it gave me some pretty good power in the beginning. I'm telling you, my legs felt really good for about 45 minutes.
I'm interested in what it is that you tried. If they're serving something in a race, I'm guessing that it was probably like some Prolong, or my fear is that you got a T-shot or something like that, which is not something I would do in the middle of a race.
It did taste like bomb.
What?
And I don't know what they put in it. It tasted like bomb. It wasn't very good, but nothing tasted good.
I'm guessing that it was tea. If it really gave you massive energy that quick, which is not something I would do during a race, I would do it before a race. But it boosts your mental clarity, boosts your metabolism, and increases that metabolism so that you may just not feel so great, especially if you have it on an empty stomach. I'm guessing that's probably what you had.
Probably.
There's something to remember too. Anytime you're racing, and you're exactly right when you said you like your own stuff. Yep. I'm exactly the same way. If I don't get the same stuff that I'm used to, there are things out there that upset my stomach. And especially, and it's especially because you are it's usually on an empty stomach that you take that stuff. That's the whole point of it. Yeah. And so you have to get used to different things. And there's products out there that I absolutely love, and other people can't stand them. Right. And there's other products out there that people are, oh, I love this such and such. I'm like, oh, I can't take that. It upsets my stomach. So you really have to find what works for you.
Right. I would never try any of the products in the middle of a race if I hadn't tried them before. And Herbalife is very good. They have an entire Herbalife 24 line made for athletes, but you've got to know how to use them and to use them properly so you get the proper results. Yeah. I would never hand that stuff to Kirk before a race and say, here, try this today. But if he had had time to experience them as he was working out, then absolutely, they're going to perform the way they're supposed to. But trying new products, new anything in the middle of that isn't good for your body.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
I'll try it again. I mean, I thought that maybe, you know, in thinking about it in hindsight, I thought that maybe, well, if maybe used at the right time or used under different circumstances, that I enjoyed the way that I felt, you know, when I was riding my bike while it was going good. And like I said, there were so many other factors. I mean, I was already, you know, 60 miles into the race. The elevation was killing me. It was just, you know, I don't think I've ever felt that bad, you know, sick or not. I mean, it was brutal.
Yeah, if you go to the gym and you fuel yourself improperly, then halfway through that you're sick to where you can't do what you need to do. And that can come from drinking too much water to not eating before and going and doing that. You know, he was talking about writing a meal plan. There's some really, really simple things for people who are exercising or not exercising that many people don't know. And the first time I was challenged to do some of those things, I felt an instant difference in my performance, especially running. And when my coach had told me, hey, 45 minutes before I want you to drink this protein shake, I was like, I'm going to puke. Are you serious? I'm going to be so sick. And she said, do it for 1 week. And if you don't see massive results, then we'll talk. And the second day I had done it, I went through this, I think I'm going to throw up. 5 minutes later, I'd hit the highest runner high that I ever had in my life. I ran better, I ran faster, I ran longer. And so it really was just about getting my body to where it needed to be and continue to fuel myself. So.
Hey, Kristel, I don't mean to kind of jerk the rug out from underneath you a little bit, but can we talk about your goals as far as Herbalife goes? And I always see you post this little picture of a little bikini that says, I'm going to wear a bikini in 2015.
Right.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Tell us about your story, because that's what I want to talk about a little bit today.
Right. So I started Herbalife in January. I was going through this, like, everything was about work, it was about business, everything in my life was serious. And I told my mom, I said, do not send me anything for Christmas unless it has to do with my mental health, my spiritual health, or my physical health. I will graciously look at you and send it back, but I just don't have room in my life for it. And it was a very conscious decision for me to shift my life, to shift my health, and to get happy again. So since January, I've really just tapped into Herbalife, their products, their trainings. They coach a lot on personal development, which I love. I feel like the more that I look at that, the better it helps me personally and professionally. And I fell in love with the process. I decided that's fun. It's so fun watching people get their results. So since January, I've dropped 46 pounds.
Wow.
And I have another 30 to go. April 2015, I am doing a bikini contest. And at that point,
I think I got invited. I'm supposed to wear a bikini or something. Is that how?
You just have to come be in support, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm out there shaking. You can be like, no, you can do it. You can do it. For me, it's not about standing on the stage in a bikini. It's not about that. It's about choosing to be okay with myself. And letting go every fixed or every real belief that I've ever had that I'm not skinny enough or pretty enough. Any of that. That is what the journey is about to me. So.
What an awesome story. 46 pounds.
Just pause for 1 second.
Okay. So, well, there you have it. She's lost so much weight, she's gone.
That's impressive.
Oh, dang, we needed to have her pause her.
Hold on, I can get it. Hold on.
You can mute it.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's really impressive.
She's just absolutely transformed. I mean,
she doesn't look like that big of a girl to begin with, and she's gonna like her goal is to lose like almost 90 pounds.
I gotta tell you, I've known Kristel a long time, a really long time. She's a good friend of mine. There she is. Okay, she's back. I've known Kristel a really long time, and I've got to tell you, she's gone through a lot of changes in her life, ups and downs and things like that, and health peaks and health valleys. I mean, she's gone through all kinds of things, and you can tell us, Kristel, about that. Oh, I gotta unmute yourself first.
You'll have to unmute, honey. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, tell us about you've had some health issues. Oh, she's on pause.
She's doing business.
She's doing
There you
business.
Well, you two have lost a lot of weight so far this year, haven't you?
Yeah, I lost 28 pounds this year, believe it or not. Which is
I'm about 20. So.
Yeah, 28 pounds, and I've gotten a lot faster than I was. I was kind of getting slow in my old age, and working with Top Jimmy and just refocusing where I want to be. I want to race again next year, so I've been kind of putting myself in place to do that. This year's not the year for me, but next year, some racing going to be involved.
Like it was absent of races, man. I did one, and that was it. So.
Yeah, and I decided I wanted to get back into it a little bit, and I need to get back into racing, and it's fun. I'm not super competitive, but I like to do a few a year, and so I had to lose some weight to do that. And again, it has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself. It's not so much about what everybody else thinks. Who cares about that? But how do you feel about putting your swimming suit on, or how do you feel about getting into your bike shorts, or if you feel good about that, then that's what you should be doing. And if that's not your goals and that's not your motivation, then just figure out some other goals or some other motivation to do it.
I agree with that. We had a big chat with
Kristel, you got to unmute.
There we go.
There she is.
So I think along with that, it's not even about whether you're looking at losing weight or gaining weight or maintaining your weight, but who does not want to feel great, have massive energy, feel like you can do everything that you need to do in the day and still have time to live and be alive and do stuff. That's what really is life-changing when you tap into that.
Yeah, I agree. I have I remember when I was 20-something, I used to go and play basketball in the morning, and then we'd go to do some school stuff, and then that night I'd go do another sport, or I'd ride my bike, and I still had energy to do all of those things. And the older you get, the less energy you have. But one thing that I've noticed about my weight loss and my focus on getting faster is that I could go ride in the morning and I could go ride again at night. And we've actually done that 2 a day for, I don't know, a couple of times this year I've done 2 a days. And I feel fine. I don't feel like I'm worn out. I feel like I've got energy to work. I don't feel like I need to have a nap in the middle of the day. And just that refocus is huge for me.
I tell you what, nutrition, like for me, my nutrition at the beginning of the summer was a lot better than it was towards the end of the summer. But I don't get a lot of opportunities to ride. I don't ride nearly as much as I want to. I mean, if I had my druthers, it would be twice a day, Kirk. But that's just not realistic, right? But I tell you what, even though I didn't ride a ton, with your nutrition on point, oh my gosh, man, I cannot believe how much difference that makes.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So, and I've never experienced that before because I'd never had my nutrition dialed in, and I knew I wasn't in that good a shape, but I was able to have some mad endurance. So.
Right. I think too, one thing is it's easy to learn. People get very overwhelmed with nutrition, but once you learn the basics, it really is easy. People think losing weight is so difficult. It's not difficult if you break it down and simplify it. Take your body weight, drink half that in water. Find out what your protein level is and hit it every day. Once you tap into those few things that are very simple, it becomes easy. Get your glasses. So.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of health issues out there.
How are you?
All kinds of diabetes and all kinds of different health issues that are going on, all kinds of things that are happening, and how much that nutrition will take some of those things and maybe not to get rid of them, but at least nullify them a little bit so you can have a healthy life. Makes a big difference.
This winter, Kirk, we are on our fat bikes, right?
Yep. It's the hardest thing in the winter to do that. I don't want to go to the gym, and so this year it's fat bikes, and we're going to ride during the winter.
Yeah, it's the getting on the trainer in my basement is almost unbearable. So, yeah, we're on the trail.
You can do it in a speedo, though.
That's
trainer in the basement in a speedo.
Good on my paint.
Did you have any questions? I just wanted to know how much it would be, because she won't be here every single day, and she
You have
won't
to
be
mute
here
Kristel. She's doing business
for
again.
a lot of hours. She'll only be here for about.
There we go.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, we're doing. In fact, I got your fat bike almost ready to go, dude. I got everything except that free hub body, so you're set to go.
I was going to ask you, and hey, I get to ask you on air now. Did you get me? Did you get me like the SRAM cranks?
Yes. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
I got the.
The reason we didn't do that before is because the Borealises wouldn't fit the SRAM cranks.
Yes, I got XO1 cranks.
Yes.
I think the only thing I don't have is a bottom bracket for that, but I got you everything else.
Sweet. And you tore those crappy brakes off of it?
I haven't done anything yet, but that's going to happen. Did you want Shimano's on there?
Yeah, XTs preferably.
Okay. We're going to hook that all up. We're going to hook up Ryan's fat bike. In fact, we should get that all set up and then do a little video of it, and then you can have it on your show.
Yeah. So
that'd be kind of
fun. Looking forward to it.
Can you add that in, Rhonda?
Yeah.
I'll just add some video of us building up Ryan's fat bike and then make it fast, speed it all up so it's quick.
Yep.
We'll make him look much faster than he is.
And then I'll ride it with a Speedo at the end.
And then ride it with a Speedo. Yeah.
I dare ya.
Fat bike and a Speedo riding in a fat biking in a Speedo.
There you go.
That's never good.
Something to look forward to, people. There you go.
I did the banana hammock.
It's called your Taduntaduns.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that show. Tadun-tadun.
But wasn't that Blue Crush?
Crush.
That is my wife's show that she watches to inspire herself to do better with her nutrition.
Your wife does?
Yeah, because those chicks are just ripped, man. On
Yeah.
So.
We got kind of crazy stuff going on here. We got Kristel opened up twice. We got.
Oh, that's weird.
Uh-oh. Something's going on here.
A real Kristel and a bluehead Kristel.
Yeah. You just need to unmute yourself, Kristel.
Something
I don't know
happened
what's
to her.
going
She's
on.
gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna knock one out and.
Knock the bluehead out.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
But yeah, that's the show she watches to inspire herself because those girls are so ripped on that show. She'll watch that like on the treadmill or something. So
That's good stuff.
yeah.
Hey, let's close this thing up. I want to give a shout out to Strider Balance Bikes. They're one of our sponsors. You know what? Yeah, get your kids on those. They'll learn how to ride. No training wheels. We don't go there.
Nope.
And then don't forget about my trade-in program because we can do that. And then also Cali Protectives. They're a good sponsor of ours. Great to protect your head with your. You can get lots of injuries. You can crash. You don't want to end up in a wheelchair because of it. So just make sure you wear a helmet.
Yep.
I saw some people the other day riding their bikes on the trail with no helmets. Wasatch Crest, one of the most difficult trails. No helmets. And that's not normal. Usually you see people with helmets. I said something to them, too. I said, where's your helmets? They're like, oh, we forgot them. I'm like, you should have gone home and got them. I'm like, I can't believe you guys, we're just going to be careful. I'm like, you know what? That's how you end up on the news.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah, that's
don't
no bueno.
You don't want to end up on the news. Not like that.
Especially from Cali Protectives, they look good, they feel good. Obviously, they do their job, and they're reasonably priced, man. I can't believe how expensive helmets are these days. Cali Protectives does it right, dude. They do it right. So
yeah. You can buy a $60 helmet that's the same, everything, looks cool, awesome helmet, protect you, comfortable. It's the same as the $120 helmet you buy in another brand. We won't
I
make
was really surprised at the cost of the helmets that you have on your website. They are only a couple dollars more than the junk you're getting at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
really. And they're cool looking too for the kids.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I'm a supporter of that company. I own a couple of Callies that I've gotten from Kurt, and my kids wear Cali protective stuff, and they're awesome, man. And the functionality of them is awesome, and I'm a believer, man. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to beat. Good company. And you know, Brian and those guys down there, they used to work at, one of them used to work, I can't remember who, but one of them used to work at Specialized, and he was one of the head engineers. So he's engineered these helmets to be comfortable and awesome. So looks like we lost Kristel. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan.
A couple of quick questions real quick before we go. Is that okay? The doorbell's not working, so I'm just going to ask them. Scott Taylor is saying, remember the guy at Slick Rock with no helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so that's just crazy stuff. A few years ago, my brother... What's that?
Did you toss him one of your extra helmets?
Dude, you know, a few years ago, my brother and I were out on Slick Rock. This is quite a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And this guy rolls up on this downhill bike with no helmet on. And my brother's like, dude, where's your helmet? And he, in this French accent, go, don't need a helmet? What do I look like, a helmet head to you? And we're like, dude, you can't be out here without a helmet. This is the most dangerous place to ride your bike in the United States. And he takes off. Well, not even 20 minutes later, we see this guy all busted up on the side of the trail. He's got blood coming off of his head.
So, Rhonda, can you hear me?
Yeah.
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. It was saying something
normal.
was blocked.
Used to be back in the day, like hockey players, it wasn't cool to wear a helmet. It's
No,
cool.
you were here. We just couldn't hear you. That's okay.
It wouldn't let me see you or anything like that. So,
hey guys,
glad you could see me.
let's close this up. Thanks for coming on the show. Got more questions? Are we out?
I have one more.
Okay.
One more. Chris is saying, Bike Talk, Kirk, XO1 cranks, are those the ones with the crappy push-fit BBs? I have no idea what that means, but go for it.
No, you can put that on there. You don't have to run a BB30 if you don't want to. It can be press fit. Doesn't have to be press fit. Some people don't care for that. There's ways to get around. There's ways to make it work. But at the end of the day, as long as the bottom bracket's working with the crank and they're compatible, you should be fine. But I don't have any. I haven't had any issues with those. I have heard of some, but I haven't had any. Okay, we're going to close this show up. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And enjoy the rest of your week. See if you can get out and ride before it gets too cold or it gets too much weather for you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.